Hey, you all. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the South. More specifically, we are in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And even more specific than that, we are standing in front of Ripley's, believe it or not, here in Myrtle Beach. Now, as I travel around the country, I love checking back in with the Ripleys. When I first started the channel, I made it a mission. I wanted to go visit every single Ripley's, believe it or not, in the United States. And I did that. And Canada as well. But one thing I found that once I come back to a Ripley's, after a year, 2 years, 3 years, I find that quite a bit has changed. There are new exhibits, there are new things to see. Things have been moved around. Sometimes things move from one Ripley's to the next. So always something different, always a little new perspective to check in. And it's been quite some time since I've been to this Ripley's. It was back in June of 2020. What a time that I was here. So about, it's been over 4 years now. So I imagine a lot can change in 4 years. I'm really excited to check back in with this particular Ripley. So please follow me. Yeah, I love the bright colors of this Ripley's, and that's kind of the earthquake theme, kind of similar to the old theme that the Gatlinburg Ripley's used to have, that it was like crumbling in an earthquake or sinking in the ground. A lot of Ripley's from back in the day would have that look. The Orlando Ripley's is sinking in a sinkhole. The Branson Ripley's has been smashed by dropping a giant ball of twine through the center. It looks like this one's just kind of crumbling apart in an earthquake-like manner. So we get a little closer here to the Ripley's. You can see here out in front, this is Rip Wheeler. Who is Rip Wheeler? I honestly don't know who Rip Wheeler is. If you know who Rip Wheeler is, please leave a comment in the comment section. Then over here, we have a giant gorilla made out of shredded tires. It looks like he's wearing some sunglasses because we're at the beach, of course. Oh, you can also see this pipe here spilling water, but it had actually broken off right there, yet somehow water still flows through the pipe. What's this here? It says Ripley's Fear Box. What's in the box? You're welcome to stick our hand in there. I don't. Okay, okay, I think I feel some sort of, it feels like a giant hand. There is a hand in there. I can see the theming continues inside here where the sign there smashed into the ceiling collapsing. Walk in the entrance here, it looks like the building is collapsing around you. See the Ripley's movie reel there in this box poking out of a hole in the wall. This is now showing, and look at this. This is a actual screen-used hoverboard used in Back to the Future 2, and it says that this whip here was used in the film Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So that's pretty impressive right there. First two things you see are genuine props for movies. Two of the most popular movies of the 80s, the Back to the Future 2 and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. This Marilyn Monroe here made out of over $1 million of shredded money. Look closely, you can see the little bits of money. So if you broke her down, if you smashed her to pieces, took every little fiber and reconstructed all the money, you would be a millionaire. There is Marilyn's handprints, and we look up there, we have an authentic lock of Lucille Ball's red hair. Lucille Ball from I Love Lucy. You can see a piece of her hair there. And then there is her personal recipe for dyeing her hair that particular color. These are portraits of Keanu Reeves and The Rock. These are made out of cigar ashes. So I bet they smell wonderful. Here are two Minions. These particular Minions made entirely out of mushed up toilet paper. It says Bello down there. Is that how the Minions say hello? I've not watched a lot of Minions movies. And this scrap metal Wally is pretty cool. He's got glowing eyes there. Probably the most adorable movie about the end of human civilization and the degradation of the human physical form. As we come in here, you see the movie marquee up here, and it looks like they have added quite a few things here. Looks like they've put a new emphasis on movie props, which didn't necessarily exist in large numbers in Ripley's in the past. We saw the Back to the Future 2 hoverboard as we came in. Well, here are the actual shoes worn by Marty McFly and yes, Marty McFly Jr. in Back to the Future 2. The Nike, apparently they called the Nike mags there. Like you can see the cords there that would have been attached to make the shoes glow in the movie or light up. And check this out, we got a photo op where we can ride the hoverboard here. It says Ripley's Believe It or Not. It's actually in the Back to the Future font there. But let's, oh my goodness. Woohoo! Look at me, I'm Marty McFly. Oh. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't ever remember this many movie props in a Ripley's before. This is the I Dream of Jeannie bottle from the I Dream of Jeannie TV show. That's pretty amazing. I remember watching this when I was a kid. I remember I was always fascinated by the scenes where she was inside the bottle, because there's basically like a circular couch inside there where she hung out, and it looked so cozy. As a kid, I always wanted to be able to just hang out and just relax inside the bottle. But this bottle here, this wasn't Jeannie's bottle. This was Jeannie's evil twin sister, Eden, who apparently lived in a green bottle. It says Jeannie lived in a pink bottle. And there is the crow Brandon Lee there. And up there is Brandon Lee's leather jacket. He said he was wearing this during the filming of The Crow, the movie where he was really unfortunately killed during just a horrible accident. And here is Sharon Stone's booty shorts, autographed by Sharon Stone. And it says she wore these earrings in a movie called Scissors. I don't remember a movie named Scissors. Has anyone else seen Scissors with Sharon Stone? And here is an engineering console from the Enterprise. It says this was used in several Star Trek movies as part of the set. They would have a control panel here that they would use while flying their spaceship. We have Zoltar here, and he actually has his own little museum plaque. It says inspired by coin-operated fortune tellers, Zoltar stands as a popular fixture in amusement arcades and tourist destinations. Well, I know that for sure. I'm seeing Zoltar all over the place, but that doesn't stop me from always giving him some of my money. There he goes.
Pay attention now.
His hand over his crystal ball.
Has a word of wisdom for you this day. He who laughs last thinks slowest. Stay alert, my friend, and laugh heartily and quickly. For a small fee, Zoltar will tell you more of his secrets, and wisdom is priceless.
Wisdom is priceless. Oh, looks like Zoltar maybe out of cards, but you know what? That fortune was definitely worth the $1. And these are novelty golf clubs used by Bob Hope. I guess these are like little gags. There's one here with a liquor bottle on the end, one with a pinwheel, a crooked golf club there. All right, gonna head upstairs here. Now this is really cool. This is a picture of this attraction back when it first opened. Opened in 1976. Originally known as Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. And you can see the building's still basically the same shape, but they haven't added the like earthquake theme or the falling apart theme to it yet. Got another picture. Definitely had a unique look to it even back then, but looks a lot different today. And it is by edict that every Ripley's Believe It or Not must have at least one shrunken head. You can see right there being held by the Javara warrior. There is a genuine human shrunken head there. Looks like that one's got like a little hat, a little feather hat on. It's a gator head here, and it talks about the contents of the gator's stomach when it was killed in 1991. Says it was a 14-foot gator, which is huge. Said in its stomach there was a hairball. I don't know if that was just a hairball from eating so much hair. But it said also had a hunter's leather cartridge pouch and yards of fishing line. So I don't know if it ate a hunter and a fisherman. They don't say what happened to them. There we have Kamala, the wolf girl, known for being raised by wolves, and even after taken away from her wolf tribe, she continued to, basically act like a wolf. And of course, you can always count on Ripley's to have a horrifying collection of skulls. We have a Tibetan skull mask there made out of a real human skull with some beautiful etchings into the bone, and a Papuan cannibal skull there used as a trophy. Those there are Buddhist rosaries that are actually made out of human bone. Yeah, a lot of stuff here made out of human parts. I definitely remember this section of this Ripley's, the legacy of King Tutankhamun's tomb. Now this is really interesting here. They've changed this up quite a bit, this Egyptian exhibit. It used to focus on the mummy's curse and use these little mummies in these jars to talk about how different people involved with finding Tutankhamun died mysterious deaths. It looks like they've removed the signage and changed kind of what they're talking about in here, but they still leave these creepy little mummies in jars that represented the different ways that the mummy's curse killed people. Yeah, you can see like that mummy there for some reason has a magnifying glass. And again, they've changed the signage. They don't talk about the mummy's curse anymore, but yeah, a little vestigial piece of the old exhibit, the creepy mummies in jars. Yeah, I remember here they talked about someone dying in a car accident. You can see the mummy holding the steering wheel there. But they do have some genuine, amazing artifacts in here. There is a mummy's hand, as well as a mummified falcon. So it's a replica Egyptian mummy there in the wall. And if you look up here, you can see the backside of the mummy. So a little dog there, buried in the mummy's tomb. And there is our Wadlow. Of course, Wadlow likes to dress up differently at every Ripley's, believe it or not. The beach, so he's wearing his brightly colored jellyfish shirt there. But that doesn't change the fact that he will always be 8 foot 11 inches. There's one of the long-necked women from Myanmar there, where they would extend their necks using these coils. I remember seeing this on a like a National Geographic type show when I was as a kid, and I was totally flabbergasted on how that was even possible. And this actually shows how it is possible. The trick is it does not actually make your neck longer. It actually pushes your shoulders down lower, which somehow sounds even more painful. And actually, we can actually feel the coils here, a little touch box. We can feel the coils that they would wrap around their necks there. It's kind of like a big spring. And here are the two that Ripley's dubs the most unusual man and the most unusual woman in the world. Most unusual woman is Maria Cristanera, the Mexican vampire woman. A lot of body modification went into her look there. Tattoos, like implants under her skin, piercings, jewelry, everything, all sorts of things to change her appearance. It said that she was a victim of violence, and these changes allowed her to feel more confident and powerful with herself.
I love that what I do.
And there is the Lizard Man. Earlier this year, I got a chance to actually meet the real Lizard Man. He did a show at Peck Show's Dime Museum in Augusta, Georgia. I actually, when I was talking to him, I mispronounced his last name. I said it wrong. I'm not even going to try to say it. But he said, don't call me Eric. He said, there are lots of Erics, but there is only one Lizard Man. And actually, I think he's more green in real life than he is in this statue. I actually mentioned that I had been to every Ripley's and I had posed with all these different statues, but yeah, he told me he's actually more green than these statues were when they were made. I think he's pretty much 100% of his skin is green now. Here, when he had this made, you can see little bits and pieces of flesh color pointed through. In the Rogues Gallery of Ripley's characters here, the rotating heads, there is Wang, the human unicorn. He naturally grew this big long horn out of the back of his head. And this here is the Lighthouse Man, kind of a human lighthouse. He was a tour guide that would have a candle in a hole in his skull that he would use to light the streets as he gave tours in China. Now, one thing I've not been able to confirm is if he already had a hole in his head and put the candle in that, or if he made a hole in his head for the sole purpose of being able to stick a candle into said hole. And you gotta look really closely at this one. This is Liu Chung, and he has two pupils in each eye. See Willie Camper here, who had a giant hand and a giant body. His entire body was large, not just his hand. He was actually 8'5", so getting up into Wadlow territory, but apparently he was able to hold a dozen eggs unstacked in the palm of his giant hand here. So let's see if we can get a dozen eggs unstacked in my hand here. I can get about 4. I could probably fit about 2 more on there if someone would help me, but yeah, nowhere near a dozen. Now this sword here was used in an underwater sword swallowing act, which that's like hard to even wrap your brain around. Like, sword swallowing is an incredibly difficult skill. I don't even know how you would go about doing it underwater. And this stunt actually done at Ripley's Aquarium in Ray Bay. This is where we saw the mermaid show over at Broadway at the beach. Now it is time to head into Ripley's attic. This is the world's longest lock of hair. This is a woman grew this for 20 years and then had it cut off, and it is apparently it is 6 feet 4 inches long, and the woman only 5'2", so the hair actually longer than the woman herself. Now, lots of odd things here in the Ripley's attic section. It's a crocodile nail fetish, I guess used as a piece of voodoo sorcery. There is a 2-headed calf skull there. And these sculptures here, these are all pieces of chewed gum, little chewed gum sculptures. You can see lots of different detail here. If you can zoom in there, I can actually see a hidden Mickey. There is a chewed gum Mickey there, as well as many other little tiny, sticky, disgusting sculptures. I always get a big kick out of the mutant animals that Ripley's has. This is a 2-headed lamb here. This is a 2-headed, 6-legged cow. So yes, this cow has a lot going on with its body. You have more voodoo over here, as well as more mutant animal parts. There's a hydrocephalic cow skull. And this is this genuine skull of a one-eyed cyclops goat. Here is a voodoo fetish basket, I guess used in ceremonies. It says that the human skull is genuine, as well as some other animal skulls in there. Now I find this fascinating here. This letter you see right there, that took 34 years to deliver. It was sent from Sweetwater, Tennessee to Athens, Tennessee, and it arrived 34 years after it was sent. I've heard a few cases like this where most likely what happened is somehow it got wedged or stuck in a mailbox or a sorting machine or some sort of, it got stuck in a crevice and finally dislodged and was eventually delivered. The irony is apparently it was only 15 miles that it traveled in those 34 years, but just showed up like nothing was wrong. And you can see here that I guess this was actually mail. This was the man that sent the letter to his father. Mailed this. This is a letter he wrote and mailed the unopened letter to Ripley's. Said that by the time it had arrived, sadly, his father had passed away. The vampire killing kit is, of course, another one of the classic items you'll find in almost every Ripley's. All the items you need to extinguish the living monstrosities known as vampires. Here's another cannibal trophy. Apparently cannibals big fans of keeping trophies. There is a human skull there, a boar's skull, and that right there, believe it or not, is a dolphin skull. I always say this is one of my personal favorite oddities. The Fiji mermaid was passed off as an original living creation at one point, but it's actually a somewhat of a deceptive taxidermy trick where a fishtail placed on a monkey's body. But yeah, just I don't know. You see it, and it almost looks like it could be a creature that exists in the real world. It says this needle here was found in a moose's tongue. A hunter shot a moose in 1950s and found this random needle in his tongue. Back in the 1830s. And this is John Arnold here. He was a beloved pet of Gene and Ernest Bramlett of Darlington, South Carolina. He was a six-legged boar there. You can see his two little extra legs there in the back. And he was very beloved. You can see them bottle feeding him there. And Gene giving him a blow drying there with her blow dryer. John Arnold, you were loved. Here is the world's longest chewing gum wrapper chain. These are all chewing gum wrappers all linked together, forming this massive chain here. You know, some ram skulls in there as well, and a sawfish beak with a lighthouse painted on. I love how there's just so many random oddities found together here at Ripley's. Another skull there for anyone counting skulls at home. And this is interesting, a map cane. This is a cane where you could actually pull out a map of Boston. So I guess someone who would walk around Boston with their cane, if they got lost, they could just pull the map out and take a look at it. So this is a Bic pen fired from a gun. Because someone actually shot a pen into a piece of wood, and they said the pen still wrote there. You see the very tip of the pen sticking out of the wood right there. Now, Ripley's, believe it or not, started out as a comic series animated by Robert Ripley, and the original name, Champs and Chumps. See, he crossed it out. I wrote, believe it or not. I think that name took him a lot further. A very spooky hallway here. Oh, look at this. We have torture items here. All we got to do is walk out onto this precarious ledge to view the torture items better. Oh no! Oh, it was a trap all along to frighten me when all I wanted to do was look at horrible items of torture. See the creepy devil mask there. There is the pirate's cage they would hang pirates in. You can see the Iron Maiden of Nuremberg in here, where it would close, kind of like a coffin with spikes on the inside. So they close it on you, and things just don't turn out nicely after that occurs.
Some believe it dates back to them.
As we enter this room here, you can see a matchstick roller coaster. There's a massive wood roller coaster made out of matchsticks. The Ferris wheel right in the center as well. You can see the people there on in their roller coaster train. There is Lincoln engraved in a car hood. What would have really been cool is if this just the car hood started rusting and just turned out to look like this. Looks like we have a little Donald Trump corner here. That is Donald Trump's 50th birthday invitation. See, very elaborate how it opens up. Looks like the inside of a car. There's a golf ball signed by Donald Trump. And a boxing glove. Apparently he was known for bringing boxing to Atlantic City. Apparently says that he helped preserve the sport of boxing, which I really didn't know that. And there we have a Donald Trump chewing gum portrait. Oh, he looks all lumpy and saggy. And there is the presidential hair samples there. We have Lincoln's hair and Washington's hair. I say we clone them both. While we're at it, we'll go downstairs and we'll clone Lucy too. There's a wall of presidential signatures over here. Pretty impressive wall. You have John F. Kennedy. Oh yeah, I see George W. Bush, Lyndon Johnson, Barack Obama there. Even Abraham Lincoln, Grant, Calvin Coolidge, and last two presidents, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And look at this flag here. This is all made out of ribbons won at the Arizona State Fair, as well as some other fairs. I have actually been to the Arizona State Fair. It was a good fair. It was a good state fair. What's even more impressive is the person that made this flag here. We see Mrs. Gladys McRae. She actually won all these ribbons herself through baking and cooking competitions, and then sewed them all together to make a massive U.S. flag. Into the dinosaur section, so we see some different fossils there. An Allosaurus foot, a sauropod nest. There's a mammoth tusk and a Daspletosaurus tibia. See the Mosasaurus skull there. As we head into the very spooky and dark dinosaur area. Oh yeah, look at the T-Rex there, made out of auto parts. Absolutely terrifying. Oh yeah, look at this glowing red eye. Oh, jeez, I didn't know there was. You don't know we were gonna get lightning effects. That's pretty intense. It's the Utah raptor skeleton, the T-Rex skull there, and a coprolite, also known as dinosaur feces. What's this over here? Genuine ancestor head. Said sacred New Guinean head at the bottom of this pit is believed to contain the virtues of the deceased within the clay covering the actual skull of an ancestor. So I don't know. Let's look down the pit there, and let's see. Can you see? I see it. The ancestor skull there at the bottom of the pit. And it is time to brave the vortex. Oh my god, this is a vortex tunnel. This is the worst vortex tunnel I've ever been in. It's got like a weird floor that's like collapses under your feet. Oh my gosh, this is the king of vortex tunnels here at Myrtle Beach, Ripley, believe it or not. Oh my gosh, was not expecting that. There's one of these giant floor pianos. Let me see if I can play you guys a tune here. We enter this room here, you can pose with these massive Marvel figures, car parts, Iron Man, and car parts Thor. These are actually pretty massive. Lots of interesting stuff In this case, we have a Meowry scalping club, I guess used for cutting off scalps. Also, some cat armor. Definitely thinking about investing in some armor for my cats. And this horse here is made out of computer keys. If you look closely, you can see all the different letters composing this horse. And just look at this Han Solo's blaster there. Wow, yeah. And we have Han Solo's blaster there. That is iconic. And I don't know if you look closely, you can see how cheap it looks. This was a prop used in Return of the Jedi, but you look down here, you can actually see that it was made out of this toy gun here, this militarish pistol, and then they just painted it black, glued some extra things on it, and called it a day. Now, believe it or not, I've actually held that blaster. Ripley's in Gatlinburg, they brought this prop to the chili cook-off one year, and were gracious enough, while wearing a glove, allowed me to handle the gun. And I immediately pointed it at my friend Adam the Woo and said, "Bang, bang." And later in my life, Jen would watch that video and say, "I can't believe you said bang, bang. The correct terminology is pew, pew." Now this is pretty cool, even if you're not into superheroes or comics. This is a one-of-a-kind comic art. You can see Captain America there, and yeah, you can see the different characters there, different comic book characters. There's the Hulk ripping out of his chest. There's Iron Man ripping out of his shoulder. I think that is that the Riddler there on his arm? I can see Deadpool on that arm, the Flash on that. Just look at his pants. He's got Superman on his pants, Batman on his pants. Yeah, just completely covered in different comic heroes. And what's this? There's the Joker. The Joker lurking over here. Is this button? Does this control the Joker? Okay, hit the button. The black light goes on and makes the ha 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 behind him. It says, "Can you grab the jewel?" from this black lighted face there. Now, you can see the jewel, but I am anticipating that this is actually a hologram and it's going to spray compressed air at me, so. Oh, jeez. Still got me. Some critter creations here. It says all these were created by artist Justin Ladocks. We have the big crazy fish there, and the little bristly orangutan hanging down there. Looks like some sort of metal goat. As we're heading out here, you see the mural there for Ripley's Myrtle Beach. And as we round the corner, oh no, we got the photo op trap. This gentleman trying to take a photo of, oh, there he goes. Took a photo of his girlfriend there, and I didn't even get in the way. You got a nice picture there of your fine young lady of a girlfriend. But before we depart, 2024 is the year of the Press Penny here on the Carpetbagger channel, and here the legendary Robert Ripley can make us a Press Penny. Oh, I will. Now, I do think I have all of these designs, but they do specifically say Myrtle Beach on it. So I think I'm gonna get one made. I think I'll get. I think we'll do the shrunken head, the Myrtle Beach shrunken head. All right, we'll give Mr. Ripley his $1 there.
I've traveled to over 201 countries, and the strangest thing I've seen is man. This includes you, my friend.
This is the strangest thing you've seen was man. Oh, I'm just sitting here. I need to make my selection there. I expect him to get cranking. All right, there he goes, grinding away to make us a penny. And there we go. Yeah, fine press penny there with a shrunken head on it. And it does say Myrtle Beach, so it is different than my other Ripley's press pennies. All right, head out through this cage here. Yeah, so you can't sneak back in. All right, we're trapped, we're done with Ripley's. There's no going back after that. I do like how the bowling alley type carpet has really come back. Yeah, there's no gift shop here. We just exit through the arcade. Thank you for joining me here today in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at Ripley's, believe it or not. Definitely some big changes here. Seems to be a new focus on movie props, which is really interesting. And some great movie props there. They got Han Solo's blaster. I know that's traveled around to different Ripley's. It was in Hollywood for some time. Now it's here at Myrtle Beach. So if you want to come see it, act fast. You don't know when it's going to vanish. Also, there, I like the new stuff, but also they have left bits and pieces of the old theming here in Ripley's that I definitely enjoyed. But yeah, definitely could see the changes. So it's so interesting watching these attractions change over time. But yeah, some leftover things that kind of date back to a different era of Ripley's, like the ancestor head in the hole, or the mummies in the jars. It's kind of harkens back to a older version, more classic version of Ripley's. But love that. Love the new stuff as well. And I will continue to visit Ripley's as I travel around the country. In fact, leave a comment in the comment section if there's a Ripley's that you know of that's maybe added something new or tweaked something that I should come and check out. Leave a comment in the comment section. But thank you so much for joining me today. If you like these videos, please consider subscribing. I travel around the country. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun random stuff. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more gets you a postcard once a month from me to you, and it won't take 34 years to get there. If you'd like to buy an enamel pin in the Etsy shop or order a personalized message from me on Cameo, all that information is in the description of this video, and all that goes to help keep this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this dirigible in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.